Hello and welcome back to another experiment video on this channel. I've touched upon it on some of the later videos I've recorded. I'm changing this into experiment week, so I'm taking a break from Shakhtar. Not because I'm not enjoying it, I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. It's just I'm at a point where I need to get a little bit further ahead and get a few episodes recorded and get through the winter break. It's really taking ages on my laptop at the moment, really running slowly, probably because I've got about 20 save files on my game for Foot Manager as well, which isn't helping. So what we're doing today, I've just seen a little bit of a spoiler on the right hand side of the news, but we're looking at Unai Emery in charge of Arsenal. We're looking at the first 3 seasons of what this game thinks he'll do, assuming he's in the job at the end of those 3. I've done it as 3 separate save files, but I haven't looked. This is all going to be as new to me as it is to you. So we're going to jump into that now. I'm not too sure, actually, before we jump into it, where this is going to come out in the schedule. I'm recording them all sort of all over the place, so the flow of them, it's probably been mentioned in a couple of the others that maybe after this, maybe before this, I'm not too sure. The flow maybe isn't great. I should have planned it a bit better, but other news stories have been jumping up as I've been recording some of the episodes. Into this Arsenal one, what we've done. So yeah, we've gone for 3 years. I think I've given him a 3-year deal. So at the end of that, if he's still in the job, we'll see if they extend that as well. We've gone through and we've changed some of the staff. I don't think any of them are official yet, but there's a lot of news. There's the staff that have left. Some of those are. The staff that are in, I haven't heard a great deal, but I have not been following it too much because I've been so into the getting the experiments done, getting them simmed, getting them prepared, doing the Shakhtar stuff. I've been doing a lot of other stuff on the Shakhtar save as well. So what we've done, we've sacked Tony Colbert, Boro Primorac, Neil Banfield, Jerry Payton and Colin Lewin. When Wenger left, they left. That's a done deal. They're gone. I say when Wenger left, it was between when Wenger left and between Unai Emery going. Something in between them. I think it's probably when Wenger left, because there's been a big change in structure at the Arsenal Football Club. So between Gazidis, Chief Scout, I assume that's what he is, Sven Mislintat, I think I probably destroyed that. We've got the Director of Football as well, Raul Sanel, not sure. And there's Darren Burgess as well. There's 3 players that have been given, key pivotal roles by Arsenal before. So what we've done, I have made Per Mertesacker the under-19s manager, or 21s, I think it's the 19s, because he is the academy boss now at the end of this season. I think he is still on here as a player. I was having a bit of trouble with the editor getting him to become not a player anymore. It didn't seem to work. I was probably doing something wrong, let's be honest. What I've done, I brought in Javi Garcia, not sure, a goalkeeping coach from PSG that sort of follows Emery around. Juan Carlos Caicedo as assistant manager, again, sort of follows him around. And what I've done, I've moved Bold, I think, back to the under-21s manager, or possibly just to a coach. One of the two. And then we brought in Pablo Villa from PSG as a coach. We brought in Julian Massach as a physio, unless he's there already on the game, I can't remember. Some of them were already there. Sal Bibbo as a goalkeeping coach, I think was already there. I think in this game I've done the clubs that have been promoted and relegated, so I'm pretty sure that Wolves, Cardiff and Fulham are in the Premier League, and West Brom, Stoke and Swansea are in the Championship, I believe. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at 3 seasons. In those seasons, we're going to look at whether he's still in the job, the league position, the rest of the Premier League table in general, how he's got in other competitions. So in season 1 it'll be the Europa League, FA Cup, League Cup. Season 2, hopefully it'll be Champions League, Cup, League Cup, FA Cup, blah, 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 whatever. And we're also going to look at transfers and initially probably first season any staff changes to see that might have happened, because obviously he might not keep the ones that I've done or the ones that are there to start with. You don't often see staff changes happen though, so we're not too sure. And then we're going to look at season 3 at the end of that one as well, whether his contract got extended and if Wenger did anything with his career, if he moved anywhere. We might even come across him in the first 2 seasons. He might go somewhere and have an impact on something we do. We're not too sure. Like I say, I've not looked at any of this. Again, like any experiments, I go into it blind, so I'm just as surprised as you are with what happens. So this is the save for Series 1. I'm not going to look at the news because I did that on one of the other ones, and it just gave it away straight away what had happened, and before I'd even had a chance to look at it, and I had to cut that from the video, and it ended up being a really short video. So we'll go into this now, because this is rambling on a little bit, and I don't want this to be... There's quite a lot to talk about, so I don't want it to be like a 40-minute video like some of the experiments have been. So we'll go to Arsenal, and we'll see first and foremost, is he manager still? If he hasn't, this isn't going to be a very long video, and yeah, thank God he is still there. Vice Captain Jack Wilshere, Captain Laurent Koscielny. So he did finish 4th. Palace, Fulham and Cardiff. Fulham and Cardiff going straight back down. Wolves surviving. I mean, it was quite clear cut the bottom 3. But at the top, Man City, Surprised it's not Man United. It tends to be a lot. We've got Man United second, quite far back, joint points with Tottenham, and then Arsenal quite a bit further back, on same points as Chelsea, and then Liverpool just a point further back. But then 6th to 7th is a big void again, and that's kind of where the league splits, and you're starting to look at the relegation. There's a mid-table of about 3 or 4 teams, and then it's the relegation battle, kind of. I mean, the teams at the bottom 3 really didn't do much. What's the magical number of points normally? Is it 30... 34? I think it's 34. It used to be 42, something like that. I can't remember. They're miles off that. Is it 34, the magic number? I think it's 34. It's mid-30s somewhere. They're nowhere near it. I mean, even the teams that are 17th, 16th, maybe even 15th, Newcastle, would be looking over their shoulder and dreading the worst, but not this season. We've looked at Easton in his job. We've looked at his league position. Let's see how he got on in other competitions. Now, let's look at the transfers first of all and see who affected this story. So Lucas Torreira, I've got his inform card on FIFA. It's not bad, not great, but 22.5 million for him. How did he do? He did okay. He did not too bad, but it's another midfielder. He does say he's defensive. Okay, he's more defensive. I've got him as a cam on FIFA, as I thought he was more like that, but he's got some quite good tackling, quite good marking. He's a good signing. I think that's a good one. I think we'd be happy with that in real life. So he comes in. We got Chochev from Palermo. Looks to be like another sort of tough tackling midfielder. Yeah, he is. So Unai Emery identifying the weakness straight away. He didn't have the greatest start, but give him another year. I think he'll be okay. We've got Vezo, another centre-back. I think we do need another centre-back. Well, especially now because Chelsea looks like he's going to be, well, certainly out for the start of the season. Probably finished, let's be honest. He did okay, 9 games, but I think he came in January. He did. Then we've got, I'm assuming this is a young guy. It is Szymanski from Poland. Another midfielder. More of a creative. Yeah, I think more of a creative midfielder there. Attacking midfielder, really. Yeah, so he'll be one for the future. Didn't figure at all. And then we've got Luan. That's a regular transfer on this game. Very sort of creative flair player, I'd say. He's got 16 flair. Yeah, showy forward. Did well. He did well. Let's see. What do we need to look at? Staff changes. Did he bring anyone in? So, what? He brought in Wenger as assistant manager. I didn't do that, did I? I 100% did not do that. Head of youth development, I made Mertesacker in the end. Okay. Javier Garcia, Carcedo. He should be the assistant. Did this go completely wrong? Or did he just really rejig? He was definitely an assistant manager in the settings. I have literally no idea what's happened there. I don't know how Arsene Wenger has ended up as assistant manager. Because he doesn't have the assistant manager trait in there. That is bizarre. I am 100% perplexed on that. That is bizarre. Why would I put Arsene Wenger as assistant manager? So, filters, all competitions. Okay, so we'll go, we know Premier League, FA Cup. Pretty early finish, 4th round, out to Norwich 1-0, beat Fulham 2-0. Ozil and Aubameyang couldn't do anything in the Norwich game, 1-0 away. Disappointing. League Cup, Carabao Cup, it's on there. Got the name fixed there, I think, or it's just correct. So, beat Wolves in the 3rd round, 3-1. Pretty comprehensive. 3-2 on extra time against Bournemouth, and then 2-0 against Derby. Not Frank Lampard's Derby. If you don't get that joke because I haven't released it yet and it's on the wrong day, Frank Lampard at Derby is the one I've done. That, yeah, you'll see all about that. Why I'm laughing. 1-0 against Swansea and then 2-1 away, so enough to go through there, and then lost in the final to Man United. Mkhitaryan getting the goal against his old club, but Rashford, the bane of Arsenal's life, getting a brace there. So, we looked at the transfers, we looked at the other competitions, we looked at staff changes. I think that's the end of Season 1. So, we'll jump on to Season 2 now. So, here we are, Season 2. Trying to whiz through this a little bit, because I've just got a text message. Me, Mrs. is on her way back home. Daughter's asleep upstairs, so she could wake up at any moment as well. So, I'm just trying to whiz through, and I need to redo the one of my saves, which will become... I might have mentioned in one of the other ones, I've got to redo it. It just went all wrong. So, again, it's the editor didn't save something correctly. So maybe I've got a bit more the editor, or I'm just not using it correctly. Who knows? So, second season, we jump to Arsenal. And I think we know he's still in charge because the 30th of June, where we started at the end of last season. But he's still there at 2019. Okay. Ignore me what I was saying then. So he's still in the job at the end of the second season. Has he got a contract extension? Or no, he's still got the 2020, so he's still got his 3-year original deal. He's still there. Let's have a look how he did in the Premier League. Here we go. So he finished 5th. So not as good as last season, and I don't think that's as many points as last season either. So Man United back on dominance, back to winning it. Man City slipped to 2nd. Liverpool up to 3rd. And Arsenal back in 5th. And then a couple points clear of Tottenham back in 6th. A lot more tighter this season. And down the bottom, apart from Brentford, who obviously come up, Brentford, West Brom back up, Swansea. So Brentford are the only team that came up that went down. Struggled really. But yeah, 5th for Arsenal. So in the Europa League, unless he managed to win the Champions League, which I'll be honest is looking doubtful at the moment. So we'll look at the transfers made this season. He's got Gelson Martins from Porto, Sporting Lisbon. He normally moves to Man United or Man City or something like that a bit earlier. He signed at the end of Juanmi from Sociedad. Another attacking midfielder. We can't get enough of those, it seems. David Lopez from Espanyol. Defensive midfielder, defender. Not more of a defensive midfielder. Not the greatest season. Johnny Evans, another centre-back. I remember we were linked to him in real life a little while ago. 25 million though. Wouldn't pay that. Wouldn't be happy paying that. He's not that good. Tom Coulter, 16-year-old striker from Sheffield United, who picked him up from Blythe Sparta. One for the future there. And Ross McCrory from Rangers, another defender, 14 million. Played a couple of games, but not a huge amount. In terms of the outs, Callum Chambers goes to Swansea for 6 million. Asana goes to Hertha Berlin for just over 5 overall. And Martinez goes to Cologne for 4.5. Jenkinson even to Palace for 2 million overall. And Welbeck goes to Huddersfield. How did he get on? No goals in 12 games. Okay then. I just realised, did we look at the... We didn't look at the Europa League, did we? Did we look at the other fixtures in the first... We looked at the Cups. I don't think I looked at the other things. So we'll do that now quickly. First season. Bear with me. So Community Shield. 1-4-2 against Chelsea. Aubameyang, Reece Nelson and Xhaka. Aubameyang got 2. Okay. Europa League. How do they get on in the Europa League? We'll just sort of do a quick whiz. So got through the group, which was Zute Waregem from Belgium. Yes. Tel Aviv of Israel. Payok from Greece. Didn't drop a goal, didn't drop a point. Fantastic. First knockout round. 2-0 aggregate win over Bordeaux. But then the second knockout round. 2-2 at home, 2 away goals. Going out on away goals in the Juventus. Not massive. It means Juventus to be in there is a bit of a shock itself. They should be in the Champions League further stages, but they've obviously dropped out of their group and dropped down. So we will clear that again, and we'll start again looking at this season proper. So 18-19. Go to FA Cup first of all. We'll do this in order. Got to the 5th round. Lost on a replay to West Ham 4-1. Beat Leicester 3-1 on the way. Ipswich 1-0. But yeah, succumbed to anything in there last... No, I mean, it was an absolute destruct. Xhaka was sent off after, 10 minutes. There you go, that's the difference, isn't it? So, Community Shield, I don't think they would have been in it this year. Nope. Carabao Cup. Got to the final, won it. So, beat Coventry 5-1 at home. Scunthorpe 1-0 at home. And then Swansea 1-0 away. Semi-final against Reading over 2 legs. Remember that a couple of years ago in real life. I think we got through on the skin of our teeth. Was it penalties in the end or just a howler? I think I remember the keeper doing a howler in that game. And I can't think what keeper it is. It's that... I do know his name. I can't think of his name. 4-0 on aggregate in that one. Much more easier. And in the final, Reece Nelson seems to be playing... Seen him pop up with quite a few goals. Didn't play in the league. Very much a cup player. But 2-0 against Liverpool. Fantastic result. Cholev, the new guy. Welbeck getting more in the League Cup final than he did for a whole season at West Brom. Huddersfield. So, yeah. I think we were in the Champions League this year. Yep, got through to the quarterfinals. So, Mönchengladbach, Zenit and Sporting. Tough group. Only dropped 1 goal in 1 game that wasn't a win, which was away to Zenit. A long trip, so understandable. But got through that quite easily. Dispatched Milan 1-0 on aggregate at the home game. Johnny Evans getting the goal. But we then lost 3-0 to Bilbao in the quarterfinal. So a bit disappointing there. Couldn't kick on. So what have we looked at? We've looked at everything for Season 2. So we will now hop on to Season 3. We'll try and make this a fairly quick video now we're going. So here we are in season 3. I'm just having a look down these news stories, see if anything interesting is there. Nope, doesn't seem to be. Bear with me one moment, my phone is going. And we're back. Just a quick phone call there. She's back shortly, but we should be finished before she gets home. Unai Emery, we're in season 3. We're obviously going to look at Arsene Wenger and see what happened to him, but we kind of know what happened to him. But we need to see also if he's still there. He is. And did he get his extended contract? He has been extended to 2024, so he's got another 4 years. So we're obviously very happy with him. He's doing a reasonable job. At the moment, I haven't seen much to prove that he's doing any better than what Wenger was doing. He's got in the Champions League back in top 4 once. He won one of the cups, was it the Carabao Cup? Yeah, he's not really much of an improvement at the moment. Let's see if Wenger is still assistant manager. He is. None of the others seem to have left either. No, the staff hasn't really changed that much. So we will go on to... I'll keep the league. I won't look at the league now. I'll look at it in the... No, yes we will. We'll look at the league. We don't need to look at the fixtures for the league, but we'll look at the league. Man United are champions, so Arsenal haven't won it in his 3rd season. 5th again. It's not really progress, is it? Just clear of Stoke. Tottenham down in 7th, so they're dropping away a little bit. Antonio Conte is there now. Interesting. Let's see what happened. He was sacked back in 2019. Okay. Then Eusebio? Don't know who he is. And then Jesus Perez, caretaker manager. And then Conte comes in. He's been there for a little while. But he's not taken them forward really either, is he? So West Brom, West Ham and Sunderland go down. Anything interesting here? Not really. So Man United, again, win it. They tend to win it a lot. Chelsea up into... Who's Chelsea manager now then? Jardin. Okay, one of the ones we looked at to be the Arsenal manager. We've got Man City 3rd. And then quite some way back is Liverpool in 4th. And then us some way further back in 5th. And yeah, then it breaks up a little bit. But down the bottom, Sunderland obviously going... Don't know how they've got back up to the Premier League, but they're going straight back down where they belong. But 35... Sorry, any Sunderland fans watching, but I mean... That club has been so mismanaged that it kind of is where... Well, Championship is probably where you belong at the moment. League One is harsh. Don't get me wrong. League One is harsh. And I mean, Chris Coleman, he did well for Wales, but come on. Have a word with the old chairman there. And the guy you've appointed now, I don't think looks like much of a better appointment. Is it the Scottish bloke? I'm not sure. Can't remember. But yeah, West Ham and West Brom join them. Watford by the skin of their teeth. And Burnley and Palace. And even up to Newcastle. It's only really Southampton then that are a little bit more clear, and then Leicester even further so. So yeah, really sort of bundled couple of groups in that season. So we'll have a look at the transfers that he did this year. I mean, by this point, 3rd season, he should be making this team his own. The players he's bringing in, the players he's releasing should be... Let's have a look who he has got for this 4th season so far. Strakosha, I think that's the goalkeeper. Is it the goal? Yeah, I've got his inform card on FIFA. I seem to have all these signings cards on FIFA. It's ridiculous. He obviously hasn't played for us yet, but he's had a good season at Lazio. A couple of good seasons at Lazio, to be fair. So he comes in, presumably to be number 1 goalkeeper. We've got Montiel, centre-back. He looks good. Powerful, strong centre-back. Not very tall, but decent centre-back. And your Turkish guy, defensive midfielder. Yukuslu. I don't know how that S sounds. Again, dodgy gamer. I think I mentioned it in a couple of videos. Maybe in the future after this one. Let me know how those pronunciations go, because I'm probably slaughtering that with those pronunciations. But he comes in after a decent season, and he's another defensive midfielder. So we're signing a lot of centre-backs, defensive midfielders and attacking midfielders. Not so much in the strikers, because I've still got Lacazette and Aubameyang. Sold Welbeck. So, yeah, maybe not quite so needed. No outs yet, but last season, what did he bring in? Danny Pereira, is he the Brazilian right back? That Portuguese defensive midfielder. So they signed him, didn't they? They signed him on the game for 30 million. Did alright, and then sold him for 40, made a profit on him. He did okay, to be fair, but it's another defensive midfielder. I'm not quite sure. We're going to have a look at a minute in tactics and see what he's employing, because he must be playing like 2 at the back and then just like 5 defensive midfielders or something. I'm not too sure. Outs, Ben Sheaf, nothing to worry about. Rob Holding goes to Swansea for about 5 million-ish. Chochev, who comes in, goes out again. Slight profit on him, but didn't really make it at Arsenal, I don't think, there. We've got Elneny goes to Leipzig. He always seems to get sold. Normally earlier than this even as well. David Lopez goes... Is that for profit? No, that's for a loss. Made a loss on him. He goes to Leicester. And then just a couple of loans and whatnot. Let's have a look at the tactics he is employing. So 4-3-3. We've got... I mean, that's a good, formidable front three there, isn't it? Strakosha will come in at goalkeeper. Obviously, Czech's long retired. So we have been using Ospina as the number one. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, I thought Xhaka would have gone by now. I mean, you've still got Ramsey sitting around there. Wilshere, Ozil not... I mean, they're not playing a formation that gets the best out of Ozil, really. He's playing, so he must be playing in those middle two. He's more of an attacking midfielder. Likes to play in that sort of... this kind of line here. But we've got Luan there. He's doing all right. You've got Gelson Martins. Again, doing quite well. And Aubameyang, how's he been doing for goals? Yeah, he's been double 20 a time. So, fantastic. Obviously, you know all about him. He didn't seem... Oh, Czech hasn't retired. He's still there. He's a director of football now. Director of football at Arsenal. Okay. In fact, he's not a director of football at Arsenal, is he? I think he's just a director of football. Let's look at the other competitions. FA Cup. We're looking at the wrong season, so it doesn't matter too much anyway. So Fulham, third round, went to a replay. Iwobi getting 2 goals in that to win 2-0 away. And then we had Everton 3-1 in the fourth round away. Leicester at home 2-1. Luan getting a goal there, and Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson developing quite nicely. He does get quite good. I've got him on me offline save. I haven't played that for a little while, but he's coming on nicely. Then we've got Chelsea in the 6th round, 2-1 again. And then the semi-final, lost to penalties to Newcastle after a 1-1 draw. So, Benica Fobe, the ex-Arsenal player, scoring against Arsenal. He's not been the most prolific. He's done okay for Wolves, but not so well for Newcastle. Carabao Cup. Won the final, beat Man United. So on the way, Swansea 3-1. Man City 3-2 after extra time. Then we've got Liverpool 2-1 in the quarterfinals. Stoke over 2 legs. What's that? 4-1 on aggregate in the semi-final. Lacazette getting a few goals, and Aubameyang. How's Lacazette doing for goals? Yeah, he's kind of second fiddle, isn't he? That's probably a lot of sub appearances. Yeah. And the games where Aubameyang maybe rests. And then we got Man United 3-2 in the final. Aubameyang, Torreira. 1 goal in the first minute for Aubameyang there. And United have got Dybala, Alexis Sanchez, that sort of thing. So, the transfer's out the way. We know his contract's been extended. We know what's happened to Wenger. Oh, we've got to look at Europe, haven't we? I assume it's the Euro Cup. So, okay, interesting. So, Karabag, Akhmat, and Red Bull Leipzig in the group. Lost to Leipzig once, but other than that, clean sweep. Yep. Akhmat, is that Russian? Okay. Akhmat Grozny, okay. And then Copenhagen in the first knockout round, 3-1 on aggregate after a 0-0 draw away. Bilbao, pretty sure they knocked us out the Champions League, didn't they, the first season? So a bit of revenge there. 2-0 on aggregate. Dortmund, good result there. 4-2 on aggregate. And then Tottenham in the semi-finals. Always good to get a win over your rivals. Lost 1-0 away in the second leg, but the 2-0 damage at home was done. Mkhitaryan, Torreira getting the goals. And then Sevilla, Unai Emery's old club. Of course, he won the Europa League 3 times in a row with them. And he's beaten them in the final to win Arsenal's first European trophy since, 1994? 1994, I think it was, against Parma. Yeah, then it was 95, it was Naeem scored from the halfway line against Seaman. You can see how much Zaragoza, you can see how much I blurred that one out. And then, obviously lost in, 99 to Galatasaray on penalties. And then 2006 to Barcelona. So he breaks that hoodoo against his old club who won it. He won it 3 years in a row with. And it's still Ospina in goal. I know we signed Strakosha for the next season, haven't we? So that's another weak link's gone up. So it might be interesting to run that another season and see, how he gets on, if he takes them to the next level. It looks like he needs to work on the league a little bit. He's won the European title, needs to push that into the Champions League now and progress a little bit further. But let's have a look at the Champions League. Just have a look who past winners. 17-18 PSG won it, and then Man United, and then Real Madrid again. Still got Zizou in charge. Ronaldo's still there in 2020, 35 years old. Still smashing it in for them. Messi still at Barca. He's a bit younger, isn't he? 33. Tailing off a little bit. His rating's still there, but the goals are tailing off a little bit. Let's have a look at Salah. In real life, Liverpool fans think he's going to be the next one. He may well be, but he's only done it after one season so far. He's doing well, to be fair, he's doing well. Wanted by Real Madrid. Probably going to happen this summer as well. Could be reunited with Sergio Ramos-Carney. So I think we'll leave that there. That's quite an in-depth. I don't want this video to go on too long, because I am either probably releasing it on the back of another episode as well, as I mentioned at the start with the scheduling. I'm not too sure yet. So if you like this video, please do drop a like. Drop any comments as well. If you've got any ideas for any other experiments that I can do, let me know, or you want to see, let me know. While you're there, please do drop a sub to the channel. Keep up to date with all the experiments, all the Shakhtar stuff. That will be returning next week, as I've mentioned in a few of the videos, and possibly at the start of this one. We just took a bit of a hiatus this week just to concentrate on this stuff, get a bit ahead in Shakhtar as well, because I'm in a bit of a time where it takes a bit longer to get through. So yeah, until next time, the next either experiment, I think it will be another experiment you'll be seeing next, and also Shakhtar next week. I'll see you then. Take care.